My father has progressive debilitating MS, or primary progressive MS. What this means in layman's terms is that on a daily basis he battles an attack. The attacks don't go back and forth. He battles the attacks constantly, and it constantly affects his health.
I've had MS for 25 years.
Okay. What do you remember the first things that started happening to you?
The eyes. When I was banging off the walls, I was doing this, and I was having accidents, car accidents and stuff like that there. I was hitting things I just couldn't understand. I said, why am I hitting these things? Not that I was the best driver, but I wasn't like this. Evel Knievel was better than what I was doing. But the thing is, I couldn't focus on, not focus, I couldn't picture where I was. No, that's not the right. I was going through something and this, that, and everything else where I was going. And I didn't realize I was so close to the wall, or so close to the tree, or close to this, or the car, or whatever. And so I was just banging off things. They sent me to an optometrist. And then they seen it with the optometrist that my discs are all decayed. And so that was the proof of the MS. With MS, your optic nerve and the discs that protect the optic nerve were all decaying and breaking down because of the MS. That's the deterioration process is because of the condition.
I decided to film a documentary on MS so people could understand what life is like for someone who is not healthy, for someone who lives with illness. I don't think people understand or realize the daily struggles of someone who is not blessed with health, what they have to go through, and I don't think people realize how different their lives are. Everybody thinks, well, little things are different, but really there are big things that are different as well.
Why do you think you got MS?
I think the reason I got MS is to make me appreciate life more. Now I appreciate life more, even though I got the condition, I appreciate life. Before I was healthy, I was doing this and doing that, I basically didn't give a fuck. Screw it, it's mine. No, after that there, then when I was diagnosed, after that there period, then things started happening, and that's when the sight went and this and that. Then I was diagnosed with the MS, and then I was so embarrassed because I couldn't see, and I was wobbly. I walked like I was stoned. Not because I never drank, really. Oh, I drank one drink too, it was bullshit. But the thing is, my balance and equilibrium was so bad because of my eyes and the condition. And I was so tired of being accused of, oh, he's drunk, he's this, he's that. And I just said, screw this. And I just asked my mother for a couple $1,000, and she gave it to me. And I just picked the place where I want to go. And for some reason, and it's all in his will. I end up in Las Vegas. Well, why end up in Las Vegas? You see it on television. Being in the nightclub business for so many years, you see it on television. All you see is gambling, which I unfortunately love very much, and number two, pretty women. So I said, this is got to be where you die and go to heaven. So I ended up in Las Vegas.
When I was younger, I can think of my father, and I always remember him being handicapped, always battling this condition that he's had since before I was born. But over the years, it has become such a slow deterioration that you don't necessarily notice it. When I started making this video, I pulled tapes out of him when I was younger. And I was about 5 years old, and I look at him then, and I remember him being so handicapped to a point where we couldn't do normal things that a father and son could do. Seeing it makes me wish I had those times back. I wish I had the chance to do things with him the way he was then, and those chances are gone. But now I look at it and I realize how healthy he was compared to the way he is now, and how slow the debilitation has taken him.
I'm Dr. Phyllis Russo. I'm a chiropractic physician, and I'm Lenny Russo's ex-wife and Anthony Russo's mom. My knowledge of MS before marrying Lenny was, what I did was I read a lot of material first. The biggest reason for me reading the material had to do with wanting a child and making sure that there wasn't anything hereditary at the time. But it also gave me the knowledge of what happens, how to take care of it, that sort of thing. So I read up on it before, not before I met him, but before I married him. Over the years, it was actually slow. When Anthony was small, it was pretty much stayed stable. His eyes were up and down. But his walking, his balance definitely got worse as we were going. I would say about 8 years into the marriage, it started really showing itself in his legs, where he was wobbling and falling a little bit more, and his gait pattern just changed.
How did that affect him as a person?
Well, Lenny's always Lenny. I think he got a little angrier with it. Like he couldn't understand it. He was having a harder time living with it. He couldn't deny it anymore. He had a real hard time facing what he felt was the inevitable.
What was the inevitable?
That he'd go into a wheelchair. That was his biggest fear.
Well, your biggest fear when I was younger, with your condition, is you never wanted to be in a wheelchair.
Oh, fuck that. No. About I guess roughly around 2 years ago, something like that, I was falling so much. But the falling was kind of repetitious, but I was falling more and more and harder. See, fortunately, I work out every day, and I'm definitely not Popeye, but I'm thin, but I'm very strong. By going to work out, not only physically, mentally, it helps me a lot, because it gives me a goal to do something. You have to do something. I don't work. So I go work out and make it like a job situation. But the thing is, it keeps the circulation, because the circulation stops, the party's over, you're dead. So it don't make any difference about if you got eyes, you got this, you got that there, if your body is out of whack. So when I falling back and forth, fortunately, I got this insurance, that insurance, and the other insurance, and one sucks worse than the other. Fortunately, the VA, they saved my life. They see, because they're saying, Lenny, what are you doing? I end up in this hospital, I end up in that hospital, I'm bleeding all over the place, I'm always falling. And then the VA says, Lenny, you gotta go into a scooter. And I says, bullshit. I says, I ain't fucking doing that. Bad enough I had to give up my license, my car. Now I gotta go in a scooter. I said, I look like a real putz. So they says, Lenny, you don't have a choice. I said, what do you want to do? You want to die, or you want to go in a scooter? So the guy comes over and he brings the scooter, and I says, oh man, this sucks. So sure in hell, I get in the scooter and I take off, and I don't know, it's like they saved my life, because without the scooter, there was no way I'd be dead. I guarantee it. I'm a blessed guy. I mean, I'm so fortunate.
In the last 8 years, I've seen this personal growth in my father, where he's finally, after a rather wild life, able to love one person more than he is able to love himself. I never saw this with my mother, and I don't think he's ever felt like that about anybody else.
Kim is your first handicapped girlfriend.
I'll be honest with you, a while back, I sat down, I went to bed, I got my rosaries and I prayed. I said, God, please, I need a girlfriend, but I need a handicapped girlfriend. It took roughly around 3 months or so, and boom, I end up at an MS meeting, and a girl asked me to go up there, Nina, the one that heads the therapy, and she says, come on, honey. I went up there, and boom, I walked in there and asked him, and that was it. It's history, and that was the best thing that in 61 years, nothing I could ever be more happy and blessed than I am.
My dad's girlfriend, Kim, was diagnosed with MS over a decade ago. And soon after meeting my father, they re-diagnosed her with Huntington's chorea, which is far more debilitating disease than MS. But watching their interaction is sometimes difficult, very difficult to watch, but sometimes it's incredibly beautiful to watch because of how they go together, how they match.
Come on, puppy, let's get going. Ken, I got an idea. Put your arm in.
It's really interesting. It's the one woman he has to really care for. And often he really can't take care of her or care for her.
Good girl.
But it's their love that keeps them going.
Give me a kiss, otherwise you can't pass. I love you. Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah. We go wherever we go. It's a big thing for us, and it's very important because we enjoy it. We have fun, and because the thing is, we work off each other. We can do it.
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right.
No. No.
Oh, yeah, you can sit there.
Dạ cần.
Look how calm you are.
Yeah.
Look how good you are.
Yeah.
Life is-
Yeah.
Get up. Now, I want you to go in the bathroom, wash your hands, your face.
Yeah.
Good girl. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. Kim.
When she goes, where will you be?
Dead.
Do you want to go with her?
Yep. Where do I sign? We don't have to talk about this. Okay.
I am Lenny Russo's home health aide and caretaker twice a week.
And how's it dealing with Dad with his MS?
How is it? Actually, when I come here, it's refreshing. He's like my favorite. Don't tell anyone.
No. Sit down. And you are. You're cropped. This is sitting and cropped, the same thing.
What? Shut up. Don't talk.
There goes my blood pressure.
No, don't do that. Let me see. Well, being with your dad, I see that he doesn't have the control that someone like myself or someone that doesn't have MS, he doesn't have the control over things like his muscles and coordination. So it makes it difficult watching him because really, you can't do anything about it. He just deals with it, and every day he tells me that life is great and that he's happy.
What is it taken away from you?
Pride.
What else? Actual physically.
The ability to go places. No, yeah, I guess so. No, my hands are shot. My hands are shot. It's very difficult for me to shave.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult for me to shower. It's different. This sounds like I'm complaining, but there is a situation where it makes it difficult to do a lot of things that it's everyday normal things, and you just can't do it. It's not because you don't want to do it, it's just because you're not capable.
If you didn't have MS, where would you be today?
Dead.
If you'd never got it.
Dead.
Why?
I'd fuck up. That's the reason. I know there's a reason I got this fucking thing. There has to be a reason. There's no reason why I should have this. It's in the genes. I got 88 fucking relatives and nobody's got this thing. This goes back this generation, that generation, and the other generation. I don't have a fucking clue. But there's no reason why I'm supposed to have this MS unless that to come settle me down. Not that I was a prick. No, I mean that's a normal thing for a guy to be. But no, I didn't respect nothing, I didn't care about nothing, I didn't give a shit about nothing. Now I do. Why? Why do I do? Because I got this fucking MS. I don't want to be patted on the back, I don't like that. I don't want to be anybody to go out of its way for me. I don't want anybody to do this, I don't want anybody to do that there. But awareness of that. Don't just make that, not to make an exception because, oh, this guy's handicapped, oh, this because she's handicapped. No, just show respect of people. And all right, so that this person's a little bit handicapped. So not to go out of the way, just step out of the way. Give them a break. That's all. Just give them an opportunity to do what they can do. Give them time. Don't put the rush factor into the factor. Because I'm not good under pressure. And people have a tendency, they don't give a shit. Again, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. No way. But I mean, just give us a break. Most people are real cool. They're really cool. So I'm lucky. I mean, people, they go out of their way to help me when I go to shop and I go this and that there. It hurts because I hate to let my guard down and say, okay, I need help, I need this and I need that there. If I can get past this stubborn guinea head, that people are cool. Most people are. There's people out there that are going to help, but nobody's really basically going to go too much out of their way to do it. There should be more different things out there to help people.